Have you ever wondered why Japan, a country known for its futuristic technology and rich culture, has never had a female prime minister? It's a question that delves deep into the nation's political landscape, a world traditionally dominated by men. For decades, the corridors of power in Tokyo have echoed with the footsteps of male leaders, but that long-standing tradition might be on the brink of a historic change. Today, we're taking a detailed look into Japan's political world, the legacy of its most powerful leaders, and the rise of a woman who could shatter one of the highest glass ceilings in global politics. To understand the significance of this potential shift, we need to look back. The Liberal Democratic Party, or LDP, has governed Japan for most of the post-war era. This long period of single-party dominance created a very specific political culture. Power was often passed down through established factions, which were almost exclusively male-led networks built on seniority and loyalty. Aspiring politicians needed to spend decades climbing the ladder, building relationships, and securing the backing of powerful patrons. This system inherently favored men, who were seen as the traditional breadwinners and public figures, while women were often expected to focus on domestic life. Social expectations, combined with a political structure that rewarded conformity and long-term service within these male-dominated circles, made it incredibly difficult for women to even enter politics, let alone rise to the top. The path to the Prime Minister's office was not just a political race, it was an endurance test through a deeply entrenched boys' club. When we talk about powerful leaders in modern Japan, one name stands out above the rest: Shinzo Abe. He wasn't just another prime minister, he was a political titan. Serving 2 terms, his second stint from 2012 to 2020 made him the longest-serving prime minister in Japanese history. Abe's influence was immense. He reshaped Japan's foreign policy, championed a more assertive national security stance, and pushed his signature economic policy, famously known as Abenomics. His long tenure allowed him to consolidate power within the LDP, placing his allies in key positions and shaping the party's ideological direction for years to come. Even after his resignation, Abe remained a kingmaker, the most influential figure whose endorsement could make or break a candidate's career. His political legacy created a specific brand of conservative nationalism that continues to define the LDP's right wing. Understanding Abe's dominance is crucial because the woman we're talking about today was his protégé. She was handpicked and mentored by the most powerful prime minister in Japan's modern history. Her name is Sanae Takaichi, and she is poised to make history. An article from Reuters once highlighted her as the right-wing Sanae Takaichi, set to be Japan's first female premier. And that headline captures the essence of her political identity. She isn't just a female candidate. She's a staunch conservative, an unabashed nationalist, and a direct inheritor of Shinzo Abe's political vision. Takaichi has been a prominent figure in Japanese politics for years, serving in various cabinet positions, including the crucial role of Minister for Internal Affairs and Communications. But it was Abe's backing that truly propelled her into the race for the top job. He saw her as the guardian of his legacy, someone who would continue his mission to revise Japan's pacifist constitution and strengthen its military. Her rise is not a story of a liberal outsider breaking through. It's the story of a conservative insider who, with the support of the party's most powerful faction, is using her gender as a unique, but not defining, part of her political identity to claim the ultimate prize. So, how exactly is she planning to secure the position of Prime Minister? The path runs directly through the LDP leadership election. In Japan's parliamentary system, the leader of the majority party in the lower house almost always becomes the prime minister. For Takaichi, winning the LDP presidency is the key. Her strategy is twofold. First, she is rallying the party's conservative base. She speaks their language, championing policies that Shinzo Abe himself advocated for. This includes increasing defense spending, taking a hard line against China, and promoting traditional family values. She makes regular visits to the controversial Yasukuni Shrine, a symbolic act for Japanese nationalists. This solidifies her support among the party's powerful right wing, the faction once led by Abe himself. Second, she is presenting herself as a strong, decisive leader, a stark contrast to the often consensus-driven, cautious style of many of her male counterparts. She's not just asking for a seat at the table, she's promising to flip it over. By securing the Abe faction's votes and appealing to party members who crave a bold leader, she is building a formidable coalition within the LDP. Her campaign is a masterclass in internal party politics. What kind of change is Sanae Takaichi actually promising? While her election would be a landmark moment for gender representation, her policies are anything but progressive in the Western sense. She calls her economic vision Sananomics, a clear nod to her mentor's Abenomics. It involves bold monetary easing and fiscal spending to boost the economy. But her main focus is on national security. She has been an outspoken advocate for revising Article 9 of the Constitution, the clause that renounces war, to allow Japan to have a more conventional military. She also supports acquiring counterstrike capabilities, allowing Japan to hit enemy bases, and has signaled a tough stance on China and North Korea. On social issues, she is deeply conservative, opposing same-sex marriage and a bill that would allow married couples to use separate surnames. The change she promises is not a leftward or liberal shift. Instead, it's a doubling down on the nationalist and conservative revival that Shinzo Abe began. For her supporters, she represents a return to a strong, proud Japan. For her critics, she represents a dangerous lurch to the right, a turn away from the country's post-war pacifist identity. The prospect of Prime Minister Takaichi has sent ripples across the globe. Her staunchly nationalist views and hawkish foreign policy stance would mark a significant shift in East Asia's geopolitical dynamics. A Takaichi-led Japan would likely align even more closely with the United States to counter China's growing influence. Her government would almost certainly increase defense spending and push for a more assertive military posture, which could escalate tensions in the region. Neighboring countries like South Korea and China, who have painful historical memories of Japanese imperialism, are watching her rise with considerable apprehension. Her regular visits to the Yasukuni Shrine, which honors convicted war criminals among others, are seen as deeply provocative. Her leadership could strain diplomatic relations and complicate efforts for regional cooperation. Domestically, her conservative social policies would face fierce opposition from progressive groups. The debate around her isn't just about her gender, it's about the very soul and future direction of Japan, both at home and on the world stage. So, while the world watches to see if Japan will finally elect its first female prime minister, the story is far more complex than just a headline. It's a tale of political legacy, factional power, and ideological struggle. Sanae Takaichi's journey to the brink of power is a testament to her political skill and the enduring influence of her mentor, Shinzo Abe. Her potential victory would be a historic moment for women in Japan, but it would also usher in an era of unapologetic conservatism and nationalistic fervor. The change she promises is one of strength and tradition, a vision that both inspires and alarms. Japan stands at a crossroads, and the path it chooses could redefine its identity for generations to come. Will the land of the rising sun soon be led by a woman for the first time in its history? Only time will tell, but the world is watching. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into Japanese politics. What are your thoughts on Sanae Takaichi's potential leadership? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss our future content. Thanks again for watching Thought Atlas, and we'll see you in the next one.